What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? Boys here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And of course, we've just had the Champions League quarterfinals draw. Hopefully you could join us for the live reaction, but if you didn't, well, here I'm going to talk about a little bit more in depth about what I think of the matchups. If you still want to see my reaction of me actually live reacting to when Barcelona has been taken out of the ball, you can go and check it out right now on the channel. But for now, here are my predictions. And one more thing before starting off this video, be sure to check out our friends at Golazo Jersey. Links are also going to be in the description down below. They are a very good place to get cheap, reliable, quality footballing kits, so go there and get yours. So, the very first matchup is going to be Ajax versus Juventus, with the very first leg being played at the Johan Cruyff Arena and then the other one being played at the Juventus Stadium in Turin. First thing first, I believe that Ajax, they are a very good team. You know, you can say all the things you want about them being not very strong. They got a young squad, they got not too much experience, but genuinely what we saw at the Bernabeu and also at their own stadium was incredible, was absolutely wonderful. It was a very good performance. It wasn't a thing where you say, oh, they won because they were like lucky or they put out a comeback, you know, those moments. No, they genuinely performed amazingly over two legs. And that shows consistency. They show a game plan that they know and they follow. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that. I believe that it's going to be much closer than people anticipate. Still, Juventus are a better team. They got, of course, better players. They got Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, that wild card that can be pulled at any single time. And at that sense, I believe that Juventus do have a slight edge. Yet they cannot underestimate it. They really can't. I believe we could see a game very close, like a 2-1 victory for Ajax or even a 1-1 draw at the Johan Cruyff Arena, and then at the Juventus Stadium we may see absolutely anything. We may see Juventus battering Ajax, or we may see Juventus struggling and Ajax beating them. Anything can happen in this one, but I believe that you cannot blame me for going for Juventus. They are, in paper, the better team, and I just don't see how after pulling this comeback against Atletico Madrid, they won't come back stronger. You know, they'll probably rethink their game plans. They'll probably be a little bit more motivated after that comeback, so I'm gonna go with Juventus in this tie. In the next matchup, we got Liverpool versus Porto, and in this one I don't really see how Porto get through it. I already said that Ajax, we cannot underestimate them, and the very same argument can we make for Porto, but the difference for me is that Porto, they don't have that style that just identify them. Ajax game plan and the way they literally just play around with the ball is unique, and that style can really make teams a little bit of trouble because they play with pressure, they play with also skill, they play with their minds and very intelligent passes. Porto are much more of a team that are solid, a collective unit that wanna push forward, that wanna like look for the long ball if possible, try different things out, and they don't have that game plan that they can stick to. And I believe that that's where Liverpool can get them, because Liverpool do have that. Liverpool know when to attack. Liverpool have a direct game plan. Jurgen Klopp is very good at this type of knockout rounds, and I believe that that's just going to be too much for Porto to handle. And the very most important thing is that it's going to be the very first leg at Anfield. If the very first leg was at the Estádio do Dragão, I believe Porto would have a chance. But since the very first leg is at Anfield, Liverpool could really finish the tie in that very first leg, and then going on to Portugal and Porto, they will certainly try maybe something else. Similar to that leg between Roma and Liverpool in the semifinals of last season, I believe we could see something like that, like Liverpool winning by 5 goals and then Porto getting 3 or 2, and then it's gonna still be decided, but with a very big margin in favor of Liverpool. So in this tie, I'm gonna go with Liverpool as a team to go through. So the next quarterfinal tie sees two Premier League face against each other. The very first one being Tottenham and the second one being Manchester City. I believe that Tottenham have been a little bit hard done by here, especially in the Champions League, because they are really probably the most consistent team in the very first round of 16. Like, they've really been. Are they the only team that have won the both legs? And I believe they were also the only team that just were superior against their opposition throughout the full 180 minutes. They really were. Tottenham, they put on a very good performance against Dortmund in the Signal Iduna Park. Very good in the Westfalen Stadium, perhaps even I call it that. They have been a good team. and they have been really hard done by here. I hopefully would have liked them to see reach the semi-final or something, because Pochettino needs something like that, you know, needs an achievement with this team, because they really have proved themselves to be one of the best European teams, I believe, out there. And against Manchester City, I do not believe they're going to reach that. Manchester City are just a very good team. And the thing for me is that when you play in the Champions League against teams of the very same league, the home and away turf doesn't really change that much. Not in the sense of Liverpool versus City last season, because Anfield is just a completely different entity, but Wembley and just playing at the Etihad is it's going to be very familiar for both teams, and I believe that they're going to feel at home as well. They're not going to feel as intimidated as they would be if they would go to like the Allianz Arena, or they would come here to the Camp Nou. I believe that that's not going to play as much of a big factor, although the away goal can certainly be a very big part. That is why I believe Tottenham are going to really struggle, because Wembley is not just the same stadium as if it was their own. City are going to feel at home there. They're going to probably score 1 or 2 goals, and then they're going to take it back to the Etihad, where it's going to be up for grabs as well for Spurs, I guess. But City just have too much talent. And Pep Guardiola also, I believe, has mastered Pochettino in some sense, but Pochettino also has some very good things against Guardiola. So it's up in the air, you know, it's up in the air, but still, City has a little bit more quality than Tottenham. And also, if we take into account that Spurs have really stumbled in the Premier League of late, against Southampton, against Burnley, they might probably put a little more pressure into that to regain that Champions League spot, because for their team, their club, I believe it's a little bit more important to reach the top 4, although the fans could certainly make an argument that they still need to win something. So I don't know, Spurs fans, tell me, how do you feel? But I believe City are going to go through in this one. And now, guys, the tie you've been all waiting for: Barcelona versus Manchester United. And even though I wanted to see this, and I say it with my hands up, I wanted to see Barcelona versus United, this is going to be a difficult tie for us. It's going to be a really difficult tie, because when it comes to European battles, basically European like wars, United and Barcelona are up there. We've been there, done that. We've beat them twice in the final of the Champions League, but still, their club, they have so much history in them, and that's a thing that really pushes team over the line. And under Solskjaer, they've done amazingly. They've really done that. He's brought a different style to Manchester United, and people may say it's worse or better, or the team is still not there yet as the United of old, but they're different. Different doesn't mean better or worse. Different is just different. So we gotta pay respects to that as well. And their attack with Lukaku, Lingard, Martial, beat Rashford, they're gonna hurt us if we are not very careful. Against Lyon had chances. Barcelona are always gonna give you chances. And United, they have learned to take those chances. We see against PSG, they took 3 chances and they got them all 3 goals. So we must be very careful in the way we treat this. But if there's one thing that I believe it's in Barcelona's favor, is, well, Lionel Messi, of course. And the thing that also we're going to be playing at the Camp Nou in the second leg. Because even though Barcelona was the first team drawn out of the ball due to Manchester United and City unable to play at the very same day due to, of course, they're both stadium in the same city, both teams of Manchester, Manchester United is going to be playing, well, the very first leg at Old Trafford and then the second leg at the Camp Nou. So Barcelona can go to Old Trafford, pull out a performance, score a goal or 2. That's gotta be our objective. Score 1 goal or 2 goals and keep their goals to the minimum. I guess that's everything in football, but that's the thing that we gotta focus on. Score a goal, and Barcelona can do that, you know, because going to Old Trafford, all the players are gonna be motivated. That's just a huge atmosphere, the theater of dreams. You go there, and you're gonna instantly get the adrenaline flowing through your veins, and that's no way that Barcelona are gonna sleep through that one. And then we're gonna go to the Camp Nou, and in Camp Nou we haven't lost, in 30 European games. In 30 European games, no team has ever beat us there. The last time was Bayern Munich. So Barcelona have a very good chance there at Camp Nou with our people, with the power of the fans. We can get a result. So Barcelona going through in this side against Manchester United, Manchester City going against Tottenham, Liverpool beating Porto, and then Juventus beating Ajax. And then we got, well, the semi-finals. And in the semi-finals, I'm just going to do very quickly. We got either the winner of Tottenham versus Manchester City versus the winner of Juventus Ajax. So we could possibly see City versus Juventus. And then we could see the winner of Barcelona and United facing off against Liverpool and Porto. So I believe Barcelona versus Liverpool semi-final. That's going to be a difficult semi-final, but we're going to talk about it when time comes due. And just as an early prediction, I hopefully believe that the final is going to be Barcelona versus Manchester City. I want to see that game. I want to see Pep versus Barcelona, an amazing game game and Barcelona winning, hopefully, the Champions League. But first, we gotta get past Manchester United. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.